Hi, I'm Seamless, and today is Thursday, which means it's time for a new FL Studio Basics tutorial. This is a continuation on the series on Harmor, and this one we'll be talking about a bunch of stuff. This is about Vibrato, Legato, Portamento, and I think that's it. I have a list. What's my list say? And Strum. I'm going to talk about Strum. Okay, so let's do Vibrato first because it's unimaginably straightforward. So we have here the Vibrato. It's right there. And then we have speed and depth. So by default, depth is off. If we turn it on even a little bit, we can start to see it's moving around. In this case, more speed does not mean faster. It means more time. And so less time means faster. It's tempo-based, I think. Nope, not tempo-based at all. So that's how basically, that's basically what's up with that. Oftentimes when I feel like I want vibrato on something, I just go to pitch and then LFO, and then I actually because as you can tempo sync, but that's just me. That's not super necessary. Internal vibrato built in with a thingy is kind of cool. So to each their own. Next thing up, we have Legato and Portamento. They're pretty much the same boat in terms of settings, so let's talk about them both. So in order to get them on, we have over here this setting and this little web thing going on. And so to turn on this, we turn on Legato. Now, by default, there's no limit engaged. Now, what does limit mean? Well, this is a pitch limiter. This means that if I turn it on a little bit, let's say it's turned on to 700 cents, which is a fifth. Notice that if I go beyond a fifth, it actually plays the chord. But if I go within the fifth, it slides. It's legatoing. This is cool for if you're playing something or you're writing something and an individual line that's close together, you want to portamento it. You want it to be legatoed rather. You can do that, but then if you want to play big chords, you can set that so that you can. That's pretty handy. Setting it off completely means that there is no limit. And then it can go as high as 2 octaves. Which is kind of cool. Over here we have, up here in what says legato, we have the times. And then we have, basically this is how long it takes it to slide. Now notice the shape that it's sliding in. This is directly corresponding to this setting over here. There's basically goes straight line up to the pitch. And over here kind of logarithmically approaches the pitch. Which can sometimes sound a little bit more natural. So that's what's cool about that. And this is just how long it takes. You can set the time in either tempo over here on this side, on the right side, or you can set it in milliseconds, like I was just doing over here. If you can kind of see it when I move it around, it snaps to the various usual tempo suspects, whereas over here it's just freeform. So that's handy. Over here we have a limit, and this is actually for the Portamento pitch limit. So if I turn it on, then this shows up. And this works exactly the same way as legato. This is the for Portamento. What's the difference between Portamento and legato? Well, what legato is, it slides up to one note and only allows one note to play at a time because you're basically still playing the same note. You're just changing the pitch. That's what legato is. Portamento is you play a note, and then when you play the next note, it slides up a little bit into that note. So you notice how I'll play that note. You can even see a little bit of tail in there. And you can change how long that takes with the time. Now notice I was playing it quiet there, and that's because it's a function where we can limit the intensity of the effect towards velocity. And now there's also another function over here that's called, as it says, velocity to volume. If we turn that off, that means the velocity has no effect on volume, which means that if I play low velocity, it still is the same tone as if I play high velocity. So this is handy for if we turn on velocity sensitivity towards things like legato and portamento time, which is what this does. So we can also pitch limit the portamento. Yep. Which it doesn't seem to be doing. It's kind of weird. Portamento octave warp. And then FO opens up for some reason. Huh. You know, I really... oh, that's because I have it leaned to velocity. That's very interesting. If I turn the limit, let's see, off. It's very interesting. If I play the whole note, it'll actually slide all the way down. But if I play the next note and stop, it still counts as being sliding. So that's kind of cool. So we're actually doing a little bit of investigation here as I figure out what is pitch limit. Okay, so the pitch limit still works. It's just the velocity split that up. So the pitch limit basically works the same way that the legato business did. I'm going to suggest that you read the manual on that. I probably should have before I made this video, but I'm going to continue making this video because honestly, it's a very minimal thing. It's very interesting though. Yeah. But that velocity business is pretty cool if you disable a velocity volume. That's also true for a lot of other parameters as well, because velocity mapping was one of the envelope types, or one of the modifier types that you can apply to parameters. So if you wanted a velocity map to, like, say X or something, and or like a filter frequency, but you didn't want to actually change your volume, then you can turn that off there. So that's kind of cool. Now let's go Strum. Let's see what Strum does. So Strum, we have up and down, we have time and tension. So I'm actually going to make a chord instead of trying to play one. Actually came out good without me actually trying to make a chord. It had the potential to be very bad. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. It's all right, so we have various strum directions going on over here. We have time, is how long it takes the strum to occur. And we have tension, where the dead center means that it'll play however many notes, I guess, are in the chord. I can make a bigger one. Kind of sounds like a harp, doesn't it? Well, that's Strum for you. It's pretty straightforward. You can actually do this in the piano roll. If you go to let's see, tools, Strum, you get basically all of that. And only, let's see, what this is actually a MIDI effect in the sense that It's accomplishing this by actually moving the notes around to be in this drum position, which is kind of cool. And over here you have strength and tension, which is pretty much exactly the same thing. And over here as well, strength and tension. We also have time for how long the notes, individual notes are. It's a little bit more robust than Harmor's jazz, but that's cool that it has that built in anyway. Anything to make our lives easier as producers. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so this video has been fun. Today we learned that I should read the manual, but if you have any questions about this, I hope that I can answer it. And as usual, have a nice day.